Hopefully I did that right. Sarah, you'll have to walk me through getting it off my computer after this. But welcome and thank you for joining us. We do have everybody on mute and we will be using the chat feature on the call. So at the bottom of your screen, you'll see that there's a chat bubble. If you want to go ahead and open that, we'll be dropping some information in there and also using that as a call to action for questions. So feel free to utilize that. Thank you, Dina, for showing everybody where it's at. Also, for the most part, all of our spring regional event directors are also on this call. So if we find that there's a lot of questions related to a specific event, we will have them follow up with you directly. Just drop your information or drop your questions in the chat feature. And again, we'll make sure that you get the answers you are seeking. But let me begin by saying thank you for joining us this afternoon or this morning, depending where you are. For those of you who do not know me, I am Ashley Brennan. I am the Senior Director of Regional Development for the Eastern region of our country in the field. With me today is also our Senior Director of Regional Development representing the Western region of the U.S., Jenifer Prentiss. This morning we are going to discuss, or this afternoon, we are going to discuss all things virtual event for our signature events for the spring. As you can see, we too are socially distancing. So again, I apologize in advance for any small people that pop into the call this afternoon, including the one in my lap right now. But thank you for your patience and thank you for being with us this afternoon or this morning.
Thank you, Ashley, for that beautiful introduction. What everyone can learn on this call, or expect to learn from this call, is what a virtual event day is. I know that's a very foreign concept for all of us, right? So we're going to tell you about how you can participate both leading up to and during your event day, what to expect following an event. And we did mention, but it's worth mentioning for anyone that popped on, since we said it earlier, this call is recorded, so we are going to share it with you, and feel free to pass it along to any friends and family who are unable to join at this time. Before we jump in, I really just wanted to express on behalf of all the NBTS staff our just deep gratitude for all of you continuing to support this urgent mission by registering, fundraising, participating, all in a virtual event. The event is a way for our brain tumor community to connect on event day. It's a morning to remember that while we are apart, we are not stopping. We are together in this mission, and we'll continue to make every effort to continue to move the needle forward, both on research and patient-focused efforts.
Events will be streamed for your local brain tumor community via your local Facebook page. If you haven't yet liked your local social media page, we will not only list them in the Facebook event for this call this afternoon, but we're also going to drop them in the chat below so you can access them there as well. We want to make sure you like that page prior to your event weekend. So also like it anyway. We share lots of great content, lots of stories. It's a wonderful place to be a part of the community outside of event day. Additionally, we will be sending those links out via logistics emails that will go out in the weeks and days leading up to your actual event weekend. If you are someone that is not on Facebook, or one of your team members is not on Facebook, but you still want to view the event live, you can do so from our National Brain Tumor Society YouTube page. That link will also be found on your local event website. However, we'll also drop that into the chat this morning or this afternoon so that you can easily copy and paste it and save it for your event weekend. One thing to note is your local event website should really serve as a one-stop shop for any questions you have regarding this process or what to expect. If you cannot find the answer you are looking for, please, 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 I can't stress this enough, reach out to your local event director. We're kind of navigating this process with you, but that's what we're here for. We're here to answer your questions. We're here to field your phone calls. So please utilize us and get in touch. We'd love to hear from you.
Okay, so all signature events, with the exception of the ride, will begin at 10 a.m. in their local time zones. The ride will begin at noon Eastern Standard Time Zone. If you can't join us during the event virtual program, don't worry. We will post the event link to your local event website for future viewing, and we actually are going to invite everyone to share the event link even after the event to continue engagement beyond event day. The virtual platform allows us this truly unique opportunity to share this day with folks who maybe couldn't have participated otherwise. Our reach will be far and wide and with many, and that will be because of all of you. So thank you in advance.
So you might be wondering, what can we expect with this? What is the agenda? What should we be looking forward to? So there are a couple of things that you will see in every event, regardless of where you are participating. Each event will include the following. It will have a section of opening remarks. This will more than likely be hosted by your local event staff person. So if to date you have not had the opportunity of putting a face behind a name to the many communications I'm sure you've had or conversations you've had, here's your chance. So something to look forward to. Additionally, you will hear from our CEO, David Aarons. There will be a very special CEO message included in your program. And for some events, not all of them, you will also hear from a research update from our CSO, Kirk Tanner. So that will also be a really unique and wonderful opportunity. You will be able to look forward to hearing from a survivor speaker from your event, as well as a section with some awards and recognition that are unique to your local event. Again, that will vary by region. So if you plan on attending more than one virtual event this year, that piece may look a little bit different. We will have closing remarks, again, hosted by your event director or perhaps a member of your local planning committee. So this is really truly an opportunity for you to see some of the leaders in your event community up close and hear from them on what will feel like a very interpersonal and one-on-one basis, which is really special and unique. And then lastly, each event will have a remembrance ceremony. What that will look like for each event may vary, and that goes for many of the normal, quote unquote, normal mission activities that we see at one of our signature events. While the elements will be there, how they will be executed may vary. So we encourage you to take part in as many virtual events as possible and be able to share in that experience in all of our different regions.
Great, thank you, Ash. You may be asking yourself, how can I participate, or how can someone participate? So if you are wanting to participate, you can register first and foremost as a virtual participant. When you register, you'll receive a personal fundraising page just like you would if we were going to be at a live event. And when you register, just like a live event, you'll be asked your t-shirt size. You will receive an event t-shirt in the mail in the weeks following your event date. In DC, if you were someone, this is specific to DC now, if you were someone who registered and paid to receive the tech event shirt, you'll receive that shirt in the weeks following the event as well. If you were someone who was registered to a signature event prior to the announcement of the transition to the virtual platform, you were automatically rolled into a virtual event participant status. So no further action is required on your part. We are going to tackle that for you. You can share the opportunity. That's a perfect way to participate leading up to. And on event morning, we invite you to share the virtual participant option to your networks, share the opportunity to donate to the mission, share the opportunity to view the event with people that may otherwise not be able to enjoy it. And then we ask you to engage with us. We're posting a lot of fun content on social media leading up to the event date, and we just really invite you to stay connected, not only with us, but with your brain tumor community.
Awesome. We are going to take a minute and share a couple of unique things to keep in mind for our spring events that are coming up in the next couple of weeks. Things that are maybe very different with this new virtual platform versus what you would normally expect from the live event. So for starters, for those of you that are on the call that are planning on joining our virtual ride on May 17th, please note that there absolutely is no fundraising minimum where we would ordinarily have one. We do not this year. So we encourage you to register and fundraise as much as you feel comfortable doing. So please take note, no fundraising minimum for the ride this year, just register. And we are asking that you complete your personal ride anytime in May from May 1st to May 17th. So please try to complete your personal ride and take some photos, document it prior to our virtual program on May 17th, and then share those photos with us on social media. And one other thing to note for our ride this year, we are not doing bike jerseys this year. Instead, all of our participants will be receiving our signature event t-shirt following the event on May 17th.
So it's a nice reminder to all, regardless of what event you are registered to pop into your participant center and update your mailing and contact info before your event day, with the knowledge that we will be shipping out your event shirts and any earned fundraising prizes to the address that's listed in that. So be sure to go in and update that information so that things land where they're supposed to land. And something else to mention too that kind of popped up here is that fundraising prizes are still a thing. So be sure to reference your local event website to see if you're eligible, if that's something that would inspire you or that you're aiming and hoping to get your paws on this year.
Awesome. So just to kind of wrap things up, we're in this unique situation where COVID-19 is keeping us apart physically. However, how blessed are we that we have this virtual platform that is allowing us the opportunity to band together for this mission, and we can do so regardless of where we call home. And I see the McConnells on here, and I believe they've been to most events. Bridges Brigade has been to most events throughout the country, as has Remarkable Strides, another one I see on here. We don't all have that opportunity. So, I encourage you to share the virtual platform far and wide this year and hop on and be a part of as many communities as you possibly can. We are so grateful for your commitment and continued support as we're navigating this new norm. At this time, hopefully we answered most of your questions, but if we have not, we encourage you to drop them in the chat below and we will share them and answer them. And again, if we go too specific with this, a certain event or anything super specific to your team or yourself, we'll make sure your event director takes note of those questions and follows up with you directly following this call.
I double checked the Facebook page and there's no questions typed in there, but feel free to use the chat feature here and I will be happy to transcribe it over for Ash so we can tackle it. So is there any DC race swag or merch available this year?
So we're going to have Dina follow up with A. Perkins specifically. So each event is handling their merchandise and swag a little bit different, as well as any incentives. You will qualify for an event t-shirt following the event. And anyone who purchased the tech shirt, as we mentioned earlier, will also receive that. But as for any other merchandise, Dina, will you go ahead and follow up directly with A. Perkins?
Dina's on it.
Cool. And then the other question that came up was, should we share and post photos of us participating with our team?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. This is our opportunity to engage. So please take photos, take selfies, please be safe and follow your local rules as it relates to social distancing. But we want to see you. We want to see you in your shirts. We want to see you participating however you can do so safely. So yes, yes, and yes.
Additionally to that, on each event website, you should have your local hashtag for this year. So make sure that you use those when posting on social media so that we can see you. Mark Kramer's asking old and new pictures of DC walks.
And that's it. I mean, Mark, you bring up a really cool point. Share your team this year, and then feel free to throw it back. Share a photo of you guys from last year or the year prior. This is a very, again, I know we keep saying it, this is a really unique engagement opportunity for us all to be together. Karen Turner asked, what about old DC pics? Definitely, if you're asking about sharing them, share them to the Facebook page, share them on social media. We'd love to see them, and include your team this year as well. Any other questions? We would take you off mute, but I think it would be really hard to get anybody to make any sense. So again, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, and Jen and I will grab them.
Ooh, I do think that there's a huge chunk of folks that just called.
Oh, okay.
So maybe we do.
All right, I'm going to unmute everybody.
I don't know if you have to, actually. Maybe Sarah can answer this for us, but I think you can take yourself off mute. Like I took myself off mute. So I think there was instructions when they dialed in that they had like probably a *3 or something. We'll take them off mute. Sarah?
There is a series of buttons you can press, but I don't know it off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Okay, but I'm not lying though, right?
No, you're not lying. You're telling the truth.
Okay.
Well, and I guess it's also, we'll just kind of put it out there as well that this is being recorded. So we'll send this out. We'll put it in the Facebook chat from today. We'll encourage our regional directors to post it to the event website as well. But if we did not answer a question that you have, or you have specific questions to the event that you're participating in, your event director can absolutely put that, answer your questions, and they can field anything that you have as it relates to the event, the new platform, what you can expect, incentives, etc.
So we do have a couple questions here that popped up. First one is about Wall of Hope for DC. Someone saw something about that in an email. So again, I'm gonna, actually it's A. Perkins. Dina is gonna reach out to you individually about the race swag or merch, but also please defer to your local event website. I think that they do have information about the Wall of Hope in that market there. Dina is saying that she's chatting with you right now. So I think she's tackling that, but for everyone else, he has been really, really diligent about updating their event website. So please go ahead and visit that, but also like that local Facebook page, because I think that they are also going to share it in that space, right, Ash?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Another question was, can you please add the link to the personal ride? So there is no link to the personal ride. It's just you would go to the Boston Brain Tumor Ride event website and register to participate there, and then you would complete a ride of the distance of your choice and share it. But also your local event director is Rachel Schultz in that market, and all of her contact info is on the local event website. So feel free to reach out to her direct, but we will also, she actually may be on this call. I think she is. So she can follow up with you direct as well.
And for the ride, I don't know if you guys saw, one of what was a note that was shared on social media this week, I believe, but one of our co-chairs had a really great idea. During the ride, he and his team are going to ride by some of their family members' houses and, create a social distancing bike parade out of it. So something fun to consider if you're participating in the ride next month. That might be a fun way to integrate some social distancing hellos into your activities.
I'm trying to make sure I don't miss anyone's question. Teresa, thank you. You've been a champ. Teresa has linked all of our Facebook pages in the chat section. And then similarly, she just posted the ride link. So it's at your fingertips here. I think someone is already tackling this Race for Hope question in the...
Yep.
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 In order to see, okay, so Deborah, to everyone. So what I think I heard you say is that in order to see the virtual event, you need to like the NBTS Facebook page prior to the event, correct? or you can see it on YouTube without doing anything in advance. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
You will be sending out links people can use as well, which wouldn't require anyone doing anything in advance. Exactly. If you're a registered participant, we'll be emailing you, right?
Correct.
If you haven't registered, we won't know that you want to see it. So that being said, as long as you're a registered participant, you will receive an email. If you are not a registered participant, we won't email you, but you can always pop onto your local Facebook page or on your local event website. It will be put there as well. And true story, the link will be available for viewing after the event and in its entirety. So there won't be anything missing in the link. If you don't see it live on event morning, you will still see the complete event using the links that we will provide.
And yes, all of those links will live on your event website after the actual event day. So at any time moving forward, you can access it.
Yeah, I think we embed it. And if you want to see one presently, you can pop over to the Carolinas Brain Tumor Race event website and you can see how you'll be able to view it because that one has already happened. So maybe check one out. If you're curious to see what a potential event would look like, pop onto that page and just Google search, what is it, Carolinas Brain Tumor Race?
Correct.
And you'll see their event listed right at the top. It's embedded in that event website. I know we're using the word link a lot, so it sounds like maybe there's a lot of information you're about to receive, but I promise it's going to be as seamless as possible. Any other questions before we close this out? I guess we just say thank you all so much for your time, for your energy, for your dedication to this mission, for being with us. And please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any other questions to either Ashley or I or your local event director. And Teresa, she gets the gold star this morning. She just linked the Carolinas Brain Tumor Race event for you. So you don't even have to go Google search it. Just click that link and you can see what a virtual event looks like. That's already been executed this year.
So thank you, everyone. And, you know, for those of you who are participating with us in the Northwest and Race for Hope DC this weekend, thank you and enjoy, you know, and if any of you are sticking around for Head to the Hill on Monday, we look forward to seeing you then too. We've got a huge mission weekend for the brain tumor community coming up. So thank you in advance. Thank you for your efforts in the years leading up to today and the weeks leading up to today. So thank you so much and stay safe, stay sane, and we will see you virtually in the weeks ahead.
All right, have a great one, guys.
Great. And Sally, if you're still on, the Wall of Hope will be posted on the DC Facebook page. A link will be online and shortly. Dina just got back to you.
She's on it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.